A few days ago, the King of Belgium, normally a non-political figure, just a sort of head of state, ceremonial position, made a statement that actually reverberated throughout Europe and indeed much of the world. And this is what he said. I add my voice to all those who denounce the serious humanitarian abuses in Gaza, where innocent people are dying of hunger and being killed by bombs while trapped in their enclaves. The current situation has gone on for far too long. It is a disgrace to all of humanity. We support the call by the United Nations Secretary General to immediately end this unbearable crisis. It is a disgrace to humanity what is going on in Gaza, and like the King of Belgium, as well as many other people, we can no longer remain silent about this. 124 people have died of starvation in the last few days alone in Gaza. 84 of them were children, as reported in The Guardian. And over 50 people were killed trying to get humanitarian aid from the corridors that were provided. They were actually shot and killed while they were trying to get that aid. These numbers of people who are dying of starvation are set to rise very soon at an exponential rate. And let's make no mistake about this. This is not a famine caused by a natural disaster. It is man-made. Indeed, it is the first time since World War II that there has been a deliberate starvation of a population like this. Now, I would show footage of the starving babies in Gaza right now, but I can't because YouTube wouldn't allow it for understandable reasons, because the footage is just too harrowing to be shown publicly. And worse than that, the journalists who are out there, who are bravely sitting in there and sending some of this footage, are themselves now starving and dying, too weak to do their own work. The same applies to doctors and nurses out there in Gaza too. And I've heard from them, and we've seen testimony from them around the world. They themselves are now starving and too weak to do the work that they are there to do, to save people's lives. Now, Israel's justification for engaging in this blockade, for preventing aid going in. Remember, there were 500 trucks of aid that used to go in every day. Now they're just a couple, if that. And then people getting shot when trying to get this aid. Israel's justification was, well, Hamas is taking the aid that we send. In actual fact, 2 Israeli military officers have come out and said openly, and this has been reported in the New York Times today, that there was no evidence actually of Hamas taking that aid. And so what has happened here is that the aid has been blocked to civilians who are receiving it, and they are now not receiving any food, and therefore they are dying. Despite all of this, yes, there has been strongly worded condemnations from governments in the West, and including particularly European governments, the UK, France and Germany. But the US and the UK continue to supply arms to Israel. The UK continues to supply parts of arms to Israel. And this has not been stopped. Furthermore, there have been no sanctions placed on Israel in a significant way, certainly nothing like what happened to Russia in their aggression against Ukraine. They were appropriately very tough sanctions that were placed on Russia and remain, and that is a good thing. But there is no comparison to any kind of repercussions on Israel for what it's doing now. Exactly as the King of Belgium has said, this is a disgrace to humanity.